Hey guys, what's up? I'm Rob and I'm the vet. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Shay and I'm chilling in Mexico. So don't have too much fun without me. No, Shay, we will have too much fun. Because tonight is a good old-fashioned guys night. Was that
That's
good?
right.
Was that a good day?
That was perfect. I was like, whoa, Shay's here. Like,
Damn,
that
Shay's
scared me a little
here.
bit. Like, wow. I'm going to turn
She's
off
going to
the
listen to
party
this and
light.
she's like, what the heck? Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Waiting Table Podcast, where we have roundtable discussions about the hottest topics in weight loss with, of course, coolest people from the bariatric community. I'm Rob, this is Murph, and we got you guys. So grab a chair, grab your favorite wings and adult beverage, and take a seat at the table. Did you hear that? We got you guys.
We got you. We got us guys.
I don't know what happened there. Murph, how's it going, buddy?
We're the guys. We're doing good, man. It's been a crazy week. I know for you. It's been a crazy week for me. We're meeting on Thursday. This is different. Shay's not here, so we get to just party and have fun. When Shay's not in town, the boys. I don't know what rhymes with that, but we have lots of fun. And so, without any further ado, we've got a great guest on the show tonight. Because Rob's a dad, I'm a dad. We thought, who better than to have another dad on the show? So I'd like to welcome you guys to Daniel, or introduce you guys to Daniel, VSG Dad Life. Daniel, good to see you, man.
Hey guys,
how are you, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome. I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Oh, excuse me, my tummy's making noises already.
Oh, it's all good.
You didn't get started on the wings yet, did you?
No, not yet.
All right.
All right. So, like any good guys' night, there has to be some decent food, some drinks, or at least food. So for me, I had to bring wings.
Got the wings.
Got some wings.
Yeah,
how about you
got
guys?
The wings too.
Oh, damn!
You got some wings?
That's nice.
I am not a wings guy. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. I got these steak fries from a restaurant called Acapulco, and they make the best.
Okay.
That's why I wanted something good, but still, protein. But
in a fancy plate.
It's real wood. I made it.
I have my little leftover tray here.
Exactly.
Styrofoam.
I had dinner. I'm just like, can I get some wings to go? Just like 3.
Yeah.
Just 3. That'll be 57 cents.
Yeah, man.
And what are we drinking?
Good old.
I just got my hint.
Oh, let me see that.
Sexy and I mow it.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
What's in it? What's in the cup? What's in the cup?
It's a hint, blueberry lemon
hint. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is, man.
It's hint water. It's flavored water.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah. They have them at Sam's.
With a hint of flavor.
A hint of flavor, yeah.
With a hint of flavor is the idea.
It's just water with fruit flavor, basically.
Do you like?
I got
fruit water.
I got one of these little.
But it tastes good. Like it tastes better than fruit water to me, so I like it.
Nice.
Very cool. I've got the Johnny Walker Black Label in this little. I've got a decanter set, and these little cups.
Fancy,
I don't know what they're called though. I can't think of the name. But just ice, just this and ice. So I'm not a wings guy, and I'm not a beer guy. So
you're eating fancily organized, very nicely plated steak and fries, and a drink in a decanter. And I'm just like wings and beer, and I'm farting and like like a guy's thing. And I'm like, damn, sheesh. So do you guys like the whole like water with a hint of flavor? Like, is that something big? Like, I know a lot of people had done that really, really early in like the whole bariatric journey that they had, especially early on. Was that something that you did a lot?
I actually got started on them before the surgery. That was just something that we started drinking. I think, yeah, they've been around for a while. It's just, yeah, I I like water. I drink it less now. We talk about flavors change and stuff, but yeah, I just like water in general. So the sodas and stuff, it's too much for me, and is good. Now I'm doing like the flavored syrup waters and stuff, and that's pretty much what I drink religiously. I did quit drinking with the surgery. Um, that was just a personal choice for me. So
Nice.
I just haven't drank since then.
Okay.
Nice.
But I drink.
Very cool.
I was a big drinker. Like craft beer, Scotch was my jam.
Yeah, you were telling us about that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I use Mio, like the squirty stuff that you put in the water. I hate water. Like I absolutely hate water. I can't drink. I ran out of Mio. I was mid shift the other day at the hospital, and I ran out of Mio, and I had to have just water, just ice water, and I pushed through it. It was like the hardest thing I've done all week.
Oh my God.
It
You're like
was
my wife.
awful.
I
It was
remember
awful.
when my wife, when she was pregnant and she had to get like the ultrasound, and sorry, Mary, I'm telling this story. Sucks. And they had to like before the ultrasound, you have to drink a specific amount of water, right? And I remember being in the car because I'm just like start early. You have to be sipping. You have to be drinking this. You have to finish this much. And I remember in the car, I'm like, you have to. And it was the hardest thing for her. It was like torture. And I remember like, no, drink it. You have to drink it. We need to get accurate pictures. And she's like, "Ugh." I'm just like, dude, it's water, man. Just drink the water. I was so
I
frustrated
hate
because
water.
I love water. Like my brother just said, Rob loves water. I was so frustrated. I was looking at her in disgust because I'm just like, it's water. It's so good. And she was like struggling so much.
Oh, it's
So
gross. I can't. It doesn't matter. Like even Fiji water. Like I'll put Mio. Like Fiji water is the only water that I would probably even like
oh,
before surgery. Like Fiji water was the only water that I would drink, just plain.
you're
Um,
you're
but
full
but
in.
since surgery, I've got to have some sort of Mio
so
or something flavoring.
I grew up in San Antonio, Texas, which is completely filtered spring water. Like
Yeah.
everything is filtered spring water and it tastes amazing. And I cannot drink the local water out here in Dallas. It's horrible. Because it just tastes like sewage. It tastes like
Oh, sucks.
poop to me.
Yeah,
the
that's
the
a
best
flavor I
Yeah,
definitely don't want.
the best
yeah,
thing I'm
yeah.
taking from this is the level of bouginess in Murph here. So
Uh,
again, fancy plated pub food, game
I just
food.
saw Steph. Yeah, Steph's
Yeah,
calling me out here.
yeah.
I had the screen really big, so I wasn't getting
No,
the
but
comments,
you
but I just saw the comments, and everybody's kind of picking on me. So that's
you made it worse
good.
because you're like, oh, I can only drink Fiji water. The only water I drink, Fiji, the $5 a bottle water.
And I have to import it, of course, too. I can't
There,
buy it
yeah,
in
for
the
sure.
store
They got
either.
a triple osmosis level of.
Yeah.
You gotta do that one, eh?
Over ice.
Yeah.
Well,
So
not to be any more fancy, but I like to eat my food when it's hot.
yeah.
So let's grab a bite, and while we're digging
Yeah,
in,
let's do it.
Daniel, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself in between bites, and tell us your story. When did you have bariatric surgery? Where'd you start? Where you
Yeah.
at now? The basics. How many kids you got? I'm just stalling right now because you just took a bite.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we'll start with the big thing. 2 years. I just had my anniversary or surgery a couple weeks ago. For 2 years out.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Thank you. I lost about 260 pounds total. Um,
Nice.
I started
That's crazy.
around 440-ish was my highest recorded weight.
Wow.
Right now I'm hanging around the 170 range, pretty daily. still weigh myself daily. We can talk about that later. But yeah, just kind of got on here and as a creator. I have this outlet now that I lost all this weight, and now I'm just kind of putting myself out there. I'm the type that I can't really post while I'm doing it, so I don't have any progress pics. So
Mm.
I'm before and after basically.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, that was the way I had to do it. I can't. I'm actually a very private person, so posting stuff as I do it is rougher for me.
For sure.
But yeah, and then yeah, I've been married. The numbers going out of my head. It's like 3 years
There you
because
go.
my kid's 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're Lucas, married to Becca, my son Lucas. He's 5 years old. They're basically my life. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just us.
That's
Very
awesome,
cool,
man.
man. That's awesome. And this is your first time on a podcast, is that right?
It is, yes sir, yes sir.
Well, man,
Yeah,
we
Yes.
are
yeah.
definitely honored
Hey,
to
man.
have you, and hopefully we don't ruin you for
I know,
the
right?
podcast because
No,
yeah,
man,
I hope we don't
love being
scare you off because you've got a great story and definitely inspiring, and we want to make sure you get it out there and I hope we don't break you. But you're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah, man.
So where do you live in the country? I know you're central, right?
Yeah, I'm in Texas right now.
That's right. You did say that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we're in I guess you could say the DFW area, Dallas area.
Okay.
We always tell people we're closer to Oklahoma than Dallas, so we're out there. We're out in the country, out in the middle of nowhere, in a
Okay.
very small town.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So-
it's real rural, Tornado Alley. I was doing stretches on our storm shelter earlier, so it's
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
real deal.
Wow.
So you just hit your 2-year mark, and so I know with me, I had done a post recently, and I talked about how I don't often do the whole Transformation Tuesday thing anymore because I find that I don't look back at those pictures anymore because and I wrote this in my post. I'm too excited about moving forward. I'm too excited about what's coming up now because of the life that we sort of live. Do you find that, especially with where you are and the way that you like to create your content, either before and after, do you find that you're constantly looking forward, or do you find that you're constantly looking back at the same time a lot more? I find that early on it was really easy. It's like every single day I was super excited about posting something. I had all
Those
this stuff. I was going
transformations.
through it.
Yeah.
Right. And then now I'm just like, I've been at this weight for about a year and a half. I've been sort of steady here, changes up and down, but my mind has fundamentally shifted from looking at sort of where I was now forward. So how have you
Yeah.
found that?
So yeah, I definitely. I mean, even from the beginning, I didn't want to fall back on like those transformation things. I've always wanted to be more creative with what I post, but those are easy to fall back on. They're real easy to fall back on, and sometimes I want to create. I want to keep myself relevant. So sometimes I'll throw up a transformation pic every once in a while, and because I mean I'm still proud of what I did. I still did an amazing feat. But yeah, I am looking at the future. Like my mindset has changed from losing the weight to now being an athlete basically. Like
Yeah.
I want to push my body harder than I've ever pushed it before. So that's what I'm working on. And I don't post that every day. Like I said earlier, it's harder for me to post my daily stuff. But I am trying to post some of that more often, and looking forward, like you said.
That's awesome. I love to hear that because, I as much as I don't like looking back in terms of sort of where I was, I do like looking back at where I was mentally and emotionally. I like to think about that too. And oftentimes you look at where you were at the beginning of your journey. Did you ever, what was it in your mind that I want to push my body? I want to be an athlete. I want to do this. I have this specific type of life that I want. And I find that that's where everything is now, right? It's sort of like, this is the type of life I want. This is the type of things I want to continue to strive for, that I didn't think that back then, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of who we were and what our goal and what our journey was about weight.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
think the earlier, so with me as being a peer mentor for our hospital downtown Toronto for the bariatric program, that's what I always like to talk to mentees about: your mindset going into this, right? Not the importance of, obviously there's importance with the weight and the scale, but there's that much more importance in regards to the mindset, your understanding of what success looks like, what your goals look like. Because I told her, like, with weight, how many factors can change weight on a daily basis, right? Water, your carb intake, your salt intake, all these different things, the time that you weigh, what you're wearing, what you did last night, the amount of sleep. Do you really want to judge your success on a daily basis on something that is so sensitive to change, right? So if
Yeah.
you have a little bit of more salt the night before, then you failed for that day. Like, that's not a good way to go into your mindset, right? So understanding the bigger picture. Also, Shay says, "What's up, boys? Sending love from Cabo." I said no because she's in Cabo, and it's and we got freezing rate espresso martini. Are you having a drink? Are you having a drink with us right now, Shay? Send us a pic of you and Dylan enjoying your espresso martinis.
Yeah, let's see them.
Martinis. I need to make an actual espresso martini.
Oh my God, this
the
guy.
Press, what am I calling it? The press. Espresso. No, I can't think. I can't even think of the name of it.
It's mustard.
It was so hard for me to like come up with that name, and I was like, yes, I got it, and like I didn't take it from my time. Protessotini.
Oh, damn.
It's a protein espresso martini. It's not. It's
There
not
you go.
martini.
That
It's
looks
like a martini
nice.
glass, really.
That look nice.
But so yeah, Rob, and you were just talking about like the daily goals. Sorry to switch gears so quickly, but I want to get the thought out. Daniel, you said that you're a daily
I knew you were
waiter.
gonna jump on that.
I have to jump on it because I too am a daily waiter, and I've got my reasons. And some people are weekly, monthly. Why are you a daily waiter?
To be honest, so I can see it. So I can see that change every day. That weekly, I mean, you could have a bad weigh-in day on a week, and you'll never know why exactly.
Right.
I like to look at what I ate the day before and how active, how much I drank, everything, all of the above, and keep that, compile all that basically in my head, and say, hey, maybe I wasn't that great yesterday. The scale shows it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Let's just chill out today. And I don't need it anymore. I don't need that anymore. Like I know how much my body needs. I know when I'm working out now that I'm gonna need a lot more, and I feel hungry. Like I went on a run today and I was hangry. I just had to eat right when I was done. But it took 2 years of me tracking every day and weighing every day and learning my body and learning that my body goes through a cycle, basically almost a weekly cycle, where I kind of go up, or when I was losing, I would go up and then drop a bunch and then go up and then drop a bunch and then go up and then drop a bunch. And that continues now with my when remaining steady, it just goes up and drops, goes up and drop. I mean,
Yeah.
I need to see it, because if I go a couple of weeks or something and then I know I wasn't doing good, I it'll mess me up in the head.
Yeah.
To be
But that's
honest,
good
I
that you
mean,
mentioned
we're
that,
still
though.
there. I mean, we're still like we lost a lot of weight, and we started big, and that was where we started, and it still lingers there. It's still in the back
Yeah.
of your head. So I mean, it's still there, and I just need to see daily what's impacting my body, basically.
And that's awesome to see, because you're using your observations to really look at the different factors, and I think that's a big difference from sort of looking at your weight and the emotional hit on what that change means to you and affects you, versus understanding the different factors and how they affect your body, and really getting a better grasp of the different things that can affect your weight. So I love that. I have a few friends who do that. They didn't have bariatric surgery. That's just sort of how they monitor themselves, and they know to a T what everything will do to their body. So that's awesome. That's an awesome tool
Yeah,
as well.
it's good to know, and I know like the stuff that'll mess my tummy up, and it'll
Yeah.
make me feel like crap the next day, and part of what got me to 440 pounds is not knowing that.
Yeah.
So I just need to have that in the back of my head all the time.
Yeah.
Or the idea of not caring,
Yeah.
when you were larger, when I was larger, 5-6 slices of pizza, a couple breadsticks, I didn't have to care. I didn't want to care. Like I said in my post recently, I was on a suicide mission. I could not care less. And so now, for me, weighing in day to day, it helps. Yeah, I want to see that scale, and I was able to this past week. I got up to 178, and I thought to myself, or 177, almost 178. It was like 177.6 or something. And I was like, no, that's not. I don't like that. I just didn't like it. I like to. I want to stay in that 174, 175 range. I know it's only a couple pounds, not a big deal, but I was able to say to myself, and I talked to my wife about it. And I was like, I want to stay at 174. I like that number. It's like become my lucky number. I like it. I feel great there. I feel positive there. And I know I can get there. And then, just 4 or 5 days later, boom, I'm right back at it. And I knew what I needed to do, and I knew what I was doing wrong, because I daily weigh,
Yeah. You knew what you needed to do. That's the big thing. 'Cause I'm in some Facebook groups. I try to stay out of them. Those are the worst. But but like the big ones, the national ones where people talk crap all the time. But
and we're live on Facebook.
That's
yeah.
it.
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
No, go for it, man.
Hey, Facebook. No, but it's for real. That's why we're all here. Yeah.
I'm like monitored on one.
They're complaining.
I have to get approved for posting on one, which was the one that sort of got me started, the one that I've been connecting with so many people, the one that people are asking me stuff. I have to my posts have to get approved, and I'm just like, what the hell? I'm like, people are asking me for this stuff. People want to hear the podcast. They want to take part and ask questions. Okay. All right. You do what you do, man. Right.
That's what I love about the Instagram, bariatric community that we have. It's very, it's a very judgment-free zone. There's none of that. I've not experienced any of that from anyone.
You have to do it in the mic.
What?
Shay's asking for some ASMR chicken wing bite. Murph, let's hear the steak.
The steak. No, I muted my mic while I was chewing the steak because it is cold now. So I'm just sitting here chewing this piece of rubber. It's delicious, and I think I bit a jalapeno or something because my lips are swollen. But anyways, I started my journey on Facebook. I totally get it, man, and that's why I switched over to Instagram. And I was like, whoa. you know, and there's so many people found Rob, found the other Rob, My Weight is History,
Yep.
and just the whole community. And it's just, you know, just in the past year and a half, it's like been world changing, life changing.
Yeah, Instagram is way better than Facebook as far as community goes.
Yeah.
It's just not as nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what bummed us out about, you know, not being able to do this live on Instagram, is because that's like where our family is, you know, that's where we started. That's, you know, it's so important to us. So that's why we hit hard. Some, you know, some of us like to take a lot of videos and post them in our stories. Sorry guys, I'm really sorry for doing that.
Those are great today. I like seeing all that stuff.
Some of those were real outtakes, by the way.
Yeah.
Pick and choose which ones you think. No, but it's a bummer that we can't, that, you know, Instagram only lets us have 4 screens at a time, and we can't have guests on, or, you know, more than 2 guests, or 1 guest really, because now Shay's on the team. So
oh god.
But we, you know, we hit it all up, you know, and let you guys know that we're coming over here. We try to do our best, and, you know, and you guys are following, and, you know, and we really appreciate it. We love the community.
I love watching you guys. I've been trying to watch every episode. I know, so it's bedtime with the kiddo.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Around this time, so sometimes I miss when I have to watch later. But yeah, I like watching you guys on YouTube.
So one thing that I've experienced at my meeting that I was away for the past couple of days, we don't have a ton of bariatric people at my company, but the amount of people who came up to me who I didn't even know that they knew about our podcast and told me that they listen to our podcast or watch our videos or they follow or all these different things, it was crazy. And it wasn't. And this was the part that got me. And this is why I love sharing our stories and having these discussions and having guests who share their stories and all the different perspectives, because those people don't necessarily listen to our podcast because of weight loss. They listen to it because our struggles and us overcoming our struggles and making the decisions to change things in our lives that we weren't happy with or that were holding us back is transferable to everything. To work, to personal life, to all these different things. People are always going to face adversity, and they're going to have to make the decision to make a change and to go towards their happiness. And so the amount of people who were telling me this, I was just like, this is nuts. And the number one thing that I took from it was this girl who I had trained with, or I had trained, and we hadn't seen each other for a long time. And we definitely haven't seen each other in the past 3 years because of COVID. And she was like, the number one thing I see from you now, like, you've always been an awesome guy. You're cool back then. You're cool now. The big thing that I see different is the confidence level. She's just like, your level of confidence now when you're in front of everyone, this is who I look at you, and this is who you were back then. You were just hiding for so many different reasons. And I look at a lot of the people in our community, and as they start progressing with their journey, seeing their confidence levels change, seeing what they post, seeing what they're willing to post, seeing how outgoing they are in videos, it's awesome. And for me, like, that is, and them thighs, right? Like, you show those thighs, and all the girls to the yard.
That was a big thing for me too. I mean,
thighs.
Definitely the confidence has come out a lot more.
For sure.
Since losing the weight, I mean, ultimately our self-image, it does mess with our heads, and it does take away from our confidence if it's not that great, if we don't have a great self-image. So definitely, when losing this weight, it's boosted my confidence tremendously. And there's, I mean, I don't know. I like to think that I've always had it, but it definitely losing the weight did help.
Yeah. We often talk about, if we're talking about, I think I had that confidence. I think the person who I am, he was definitely in there. But we also talk about how, and it's awesome. I don't know if it's awesome, but it's interesting. Shay's got to go, but we'll listen to the rest later. Have fun in Mexico, where it's warm, and enjoy your what is it, espresso martini?
Sayonara, senorita.
Yeah.
Did I botch that? No, that
was good, man.
No,
totally, it was perfect.
Daggone it.
So one thing I did notice, doggone it, wow, okay. One thing I did notice is there are so many different habits and maybe different behaviors that I thought this is my defense mechanism. But speaking with Murph, speaking with all these people in the community, a lot of us did that. A lot of us had these behaviors. Like, we talk about being that big funny guy. And for me, it was sort of like, I wanted to be funny. So the thing that people would look at for me is the fact that I was funny, not the fact that I was big. I would do this. So I'd be the first to make fun of myself because I didn't want someone else to make fun of me. So I'd be making fun of me, right? Like, it'd break the ice. And yeah, I saw that with so many people. Did you find that you had a lot of these different habits, and how have that changed? How has that changed since you've lost the weight?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely, I tried to be the more funny guy. I don't know if I ever really was, but I was. The biggest one is when you're bigger and you're trying to hide behind the funny, it turns into a very self-degrading
Yes.
narrative. So, it, like, yeah, I would break that chair, or yeah, or I'm gonna even just like try something that I know is gonna break that chair, and just to get the laugh or something.
Yeah.
But or just talking down to down on myself.
Yeah.
And I've definitely, I know I still do that. It's just kind of in my personality, I guess, a little bit.
Mhm.
But I've been working on trying not to be as self-degrading and as demoralizing, and just putting myself down as far as being in public, and being in those settings where I'm uncomfortable and it's awkward, and I don't know what to say because I am a very uncomfortable, awkward person. So it turns into more of the situation is awkward, and less of, hey, I'm awkward and big and taking up all this space.
Yeah.
Let's talk and let's say something. But yeah, that's the biggest change, is definitely just changing the way I present that humor, in a demoralizing way.
Right.
Well, it's neat now. I've noticed, people make comments, or I even make comments, going the opposite direction. So like that funny side is still there, but sometimes I might make a joke about being too thin, or being, tiny, or somebody at work actually just started
hey,
calling
tiny,
me petite.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
And it's like, number one, I told her nobody's ever called me petite before. But it later, it led to a joke, but it's a joke that I'm okay with because I'm happy with myself,
That's
good. Whereas before, it's a joke that I made to hide something because I was ashamed, because I was scared. Now I can make this joke about how, you could pick me up and throw me, and it's like, yeah, I've lost 290 pounds, and yeah, you could pick me up and throw me across the room, and now it's a funny joke, but it's actually, now it is funny.
Yeah.
Because it's not like a cry for help. It's not, a desperate, laugh at me, with me, and because it all becomes so internal. And now it's like I'm celebrating with these jokes.
Yeah.
And so it's different. The tables have definitely turned on that, and I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Because it invites me to be myself even more.
Yeah.
When I can make fun of these things. Yeah. So.
And that is definitely worth celebrating. And do you know what else is worth celebrating? I just did the math. I think between us three, we've lost 750 pounds.
Wow.
That's friggin' nuts, man.
Cheers to that. 750.
Good job. That's friggin' nuts,
gracious.
man. That's almost Dusty. Alone, Dusty lost 750 pounds.
Yeah.
Man, this keeps going. But that's crazy. Like 750 pounds is that's a lot.
Yeah,
man.
that's a lot. That's I mean, that's a bear, isn't it? Something like that.
And you don't think about that. Yeah. No.
Moose.
Moose are pretty big. Never mind.
Moose are scary.
Yeah, moose are terrifying.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
They are. They're
I used
massive.
to work in insurance. I understand.
Yeah. And a moose. So Daniel, you can't have a discussion with you without talking about your family. Your handle is VSG Dad Life. So tell us about your family a bit. I know you mentioned you're married and you have kids. So instead of just talk about your family, how has the whole weight loss journey changed and affected or enriched your family life or your life as a dad?
So first, I want to come out and say, Murph, when you first came out, I was jealous because I was over here with VSG Dad Life, and you're homeschooling 7 kids. Like I cannot live up to that name. With Murph,
and
I tap you in. I'm good with 2. I'll gladly give that one to you.
I got one. Yeah. So no, I just wanted to say that. But yeah, it's changed them dramatically. I mean, my son was 3 when I got the surgery. He's 5 now. Back then, we called him our little chunky boy because he was chunky. He was a bigger boy. He liked his snacks. He still does, but now we go outside and we play and we work off those snacks, and we don't just sit there and watch YouTube and play video games and stuff. So he is not a chunky boy anymore. He's leaned out. I mean, when I was his age was my first memory of being called fat. So like, I think it's helped him hopefully to avoid that, at least maybe delay it a little bit longer if that were to come along. Yeah, it's helped him tremendously. My wife's lost a bunch of weight. She doesn't. We share meals. Whenever we go out, I mean, we eat the same thing. Like, we like the same food, so we just share a meal. It's cheaper. We will, and then we have leftovers sometimes.
Yeah.
The serving portions are ridiculous at restaurants. Now that you think about it, and I was eating 2 and 3 at 440 pounds. So yeah, like, she's lost a lot of weight. I mean, we still have our personal struggles, obviously. I mean, and then, I still have my own personal struggles. So as a family, we have struggles as well. So it's definitely helped in the better, just to keep them more healthy, because I'm wanting to be more active, and I'm wanting to do more with them, and it's keeping them moving as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's great, man. I feel like I was raised with the phrase "do as I say, not as I do," and lately, for me, I've really been rethinking that phrase because of what you just said. Instead of do as I say, not as I do. Like, no, do as I say, and also do as I do.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, like we're in this together. Let's just be together. Listen to me. I've learned from this experience. You mentioned that you were chunky, I think was the word you, because you called
Yeah.
him chunky boy, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know, when you were his age, and so you know what that feels like, and you know you can empathize with that, and you know you don't want that for him. So that's great that he's so young,
Yeah.
and you can make such a positive impression on him, and guide him through those things, and because you know what that feels like, you know, and now you can lead by example, you know, as the head of your house, and you know, the husband and father figure, you know, that's awesome, you know, that you're leading that. So kudos to you, man. That's great. And you know,
Yeah.
7 kids, 1 kid, it doesn't matter. Kids are kids, man, and they're gonna
Yeah.
wear you out,
Yeah, I know.
and they're gonna run you into the ground. At the end of the day, you go to bed just as exhausted as I do. I guarantee.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
No,
I think
I don't.
I don't. I don't disagree. I don't
I'm gonna go
agree with
run
that
5 miles after.
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
so I
yeah,
gotta-
I do think that. So for me, I think that's one of the pride and joy of sort of this journey, right? You know, exactly what you said. You know, you talked about your kid not living that same life that you did. I remember, and you said chunky. I laughed because I remember I was in grade 6 and there was a girl who was crying because someone called her fat, and I made her feel better by saying, no, don't worry. Look at me. I'm chunky. And that was my nickname through all of the next 4 years. Damn it. What you do for a girl who you may or may not have had a crush on. I had a crush on her. But you know, that's big. So like teaching your kids, and that's the thing, right? Like this lifestyle, these habits, it's generational, right? We've learned how to, and to be 100% honest, I know this is with my culture, and I think it is with other cultures out there. It's also cultural, right? As a child of an immigrant, their values were different from ours because their values was very much about surviving. So if you buy food,
Yeah.
this is what I
You
had,
gotta
you're eating
finish
it
it.
all, right?
Yeah, you better finish it.
I pride my kids, my parenting on, you know, my kids, you try your hardest. I don't care what the outcome is. If you really, really tried, you succeeded, right? They were very much like, you need to do really well, because if you don't, you know, you may have nothing. You need to get that job because you need to have the money. It was a totally different aspect and point of view. And so, you know, there was so much pride in being able to put food on the table. And likewise, there's so much pride in not wasting any of that food. And so that was one of the things for us. We had to sort of break those generational habits, because I don't want my kids. There was a reason why my parents died at like 63 and 66. There's a reason why I was morbidly obese. There's a reason my brother was diabetic. There's a reason why everyone, my cousins in our family, there's diabetes and there's heart conditions and hypertension. It's because of a shared cultural mindset, I think, in our family and our group of relatives. And so being able to help your kids learn to break that, I think, is paramount to me as a parent. And that is one of my pride and joys to this whole journey, because it's not something like, oh, it's just a gift. No, it's life changing, right? And if I could do that before they have 4 herniated discs, they have hypertension, they're on 15 medications like I am,
exactly.
then,
exactly.
oh my God,
Exactly.
like if I could save them
Yeah.
from that crap.
And that's exactly what we teach them now.
Yeah.
You to be honest, we try to teach them the bariatric diet. Eat the protein first. I mean,
Nice.
like we get your protein in. As long as you get some of that in, you can eat whatever else, and then you can have dessert if you want
Right.
it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
because there's
That's what
nothing
you
wrong with
want.
that, right?
If
Yeah.
that's what you want, that's what you can have.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
don't want any more, don't force yourself.
That's it.
And yeah, that was
Yeah.
part of it for me. That was, I mean, there was that, and then the lack of movement. I know I wanted to move more, but I was watching TV. That was what I
Yeah.
like to do too.
Yep.
So it was either that or go outside. I didn't have anybody to go outside with me, so I watched TV.
That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that I want to be that person to go outside with him, and then not force him to eat if he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah. For sure. It's something that, as we get older, I think we start to learn how fragile life is, and not to take things for granted. And the lessons that we learn as we get older. And unfortunately, my generation has had to learn some lessons the hard way. And I would like for my kids' generation to not have to learn these things the hard way. So I'm trying to set an example for them. But the conclusion that I've been drawing up lately and talking to my kids about is just, it really comes down to self-care, self-love, and prioritizing yourself. So you're talking about eating protein before everything else. Well, if you're looking at a plate that has, chicken on it and a salad and I don't know, give me another example.
Let's go rice.
Rice,
no?
Rice, or
I like
a piece of bread or something like that. You know what I mean? Eat what's important to your body. You prioritize. We're horrible in America, especially horrible at prioritizing our time, our energy, our money, our diet. And putting ourselves first. In the sense, of self-care and taking care of ourselves. And I don't know, why, maybe it's just part of our, societal whole, but it's, I don't think I've cracked the code or anything like that. I'm not saying anything that you guys haven't heard before, but, I think, that's a good place to start, because I've noticed just in the past couple of years, when I do that, I eat my protein first, and then I say, oh, I think we lost Daniel.
Is the internet thing that he was talking about. You finish your thought. I enjoyed that. Keep going. You're on a roll there.
No,
he was just like,
I know he's gone.
Like, wow, this guy's still talking. I'm just going to.
We're never going to get.
I'm going to say
there.
No, you mentioned. You said what happened.
He came back. He loves me.
Sorry.
I'm going to jump off next time. You're just going on a tangent.
I forgot what I was saying. No, it's just, prioritizing ourselves, I feel like, is something that we don't do. And I feel like people that are successful, you look at a lot of people that are successful, and I feel like that's something that they have in common is, their priorities. They get up at 4:30 in the morning and they go to the gym and they do this, and it's very structured and prioritized, what's important to them to make that income that they want to make, whatever, how many figures it is. And, so it all comes back around full circle, I think, to self-care and self-love and prioritizing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's just that's my 4 cents.
That's a big generational thing as well. Like the self-prioritizing. I mean, it was thought to be good to suffer, basically, in the past. And the younger generations, they're starting to get enlightened that it doesn't have to be that way anymore. Like you can still take care of yourself and also provide for your family, and also survive and thrive in life without killing yourself. And that is a big generational thing, I think, as well.
And I will say this:
the tiny house. Sorry, like the tiny house movement.
Exactly.
Like people are prioritizing their family time. Being intentional with spending quality time together instead of having a 8,000 square foot home and everybody's all scattered about in the home staring at a screen. Instead, we're gonna go into this 800 square foot home and spend time together. I feel people are starting to catch on, I think.
Yeah.
And I will say this: I'm pretty critical about social media overall, and sort of the trends with social media and what people watch and how it influences what they want to do with their life. But I will say this, and that comes back to TikTok. Shay, thanks for TikTok.
She left
by
us.
the way.
She left us a long time ago.
But she did say we can go to Mexico with her, so it's an invite, Daniel. We're gonna go to Mexico now.
Yes.
But I will say one thing I do like is we talk about this whole self-care, self-love thing, and I think for a long time, and I know definitely with our parents' generation, and I think for our generation early on, it was sort of frowned upon. It was sort of like, like, what are you doing? It's sort of, you don't do that. There wasn't that.
You don't need therapy.
All that stuff, right? It was just like,
rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, it's like for people who just like drink Fiji water and eat steak fries and
All right.
but that's the thing, right? And like I think now, and I think that's a big thing that I've noticed with social media, like it's celebrated that you should take care of yourself because that should be your priority. Because how can you take care of other people? How can you do all this other stuff if you're unable to do that to yourself?
Yeah.
And of course you can do it. You just can't do it efficiently or as efficiently as you can. And you know, it always comes down to my kids. I was a father. I think I was a great father in intention, but I always say if you could be an absentee father while still being present, that was me, right?
Yeah.
But you know, prioritizing myself has allowed me to just be a better version of myself and a better father to my kids, right? And I think definitely looking at how you can prioritize yourself, how you can, and self-care doesn't have to be I'm getting a pedicure or I'm going to a therapist. It's prioritizing anything that's important to you, looking at what's going to be good for you physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it is. Going to the gym can be self-care, right? Because you're prioritizing yourself. It's just seeing the value of yourself. And I think that's huge now. And I will say this one other thing. I don't know if it's because we're on a guy's night episode, but my voice sounds a lot lower than I think it usually does. So I'm hoping that it just stays like that.
I was going to say something about that, Rob.
It's very tiring talking like this all the time, you know. It's funny because like Murph talks and stuff on his when he does the intro. I'm like, "Hey guys, it's Rob."
Yeah,
I'm the
radio voice.
Hey, man.
Hey.
What's up? I'm Murph. I'm Shay.
You brought your testosterone with you tonight, Rob.
I did. I took those because I'm having wings, guys. I'm having
you
wings.
Didn't shave.
No. And you're growing it back because it's just like, what the heck, man?
Yeah.
I think you should shave it again.
Yeah, man.
I did. I shaved this morning, actually. But,
yeah. Wow. It's like I'm a man. So it comes back in 2 hours.
I've been contemplating.
Oh, I got to go to the gym.
You've been contemplating shaving it?
Yeah. It's just getting in the way. This jackets and stuff. I don't like it.
Did you find you kept facial hair when you were bigger because of its ability to hide chins?
Yep.
Do you still? Is that still part of the connection to your facial hair?
I really don't want to offend anybody. I really don't.
Go for it.
But
that's okay.
When I shaved, I looked like a female lesbian, I guess you could say. I'm not.
No,
I love all people, friends of the community.
The disclaimers.
I full on looked like a woman trying to dress like a man when I shaved, and you could ask my wife; she even thinks the same thing. Like, it's funny, but I had to have my beard. I had to have it.
Yeah.
When I was, I've always had, I guess you could say, a baby face. It doesn't show out as more, I guess, when you're not fat. You know, it's more defined. I have a jawline now and stuff, and but yeah, I definitely I had to have the beard. I would only shave it if very last resort, when it was like getting in my nose, my mustache, my nose, and like it's like it was my last resort. I'd shave it and then start growing it back, and then
I'll be back in no
this
time.
is all I can grow. Like, this is the max. It just gets longer right here, and it's all I can get.
Same.
It's all patchy everywhere else, and just a little fuzzy and stuff. So I always had this. I always had it.
This is my puberty hair. Don't say same. Get out of here, man. You can grow. No, man.
So a couple weeks ago, I posted a picture of me clean shaven, and that was literally the first time I had clean shaven my whole face in 22 years.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. I'd always had the beard, but it was to hide because I never had a jawline before. See this jawline that I have now? That never existed.
I'm so proud of it. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
No,
not your jawline, my jawline.
Oh, your jawline. Yeah. No, it's okay.
Your jawline's good too, man.
No, I'm just kidding. So I always had some sort of facial hair to cover the chin, The urchins. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Now I've got the turkey neck thing going on, but I'm trying to embrace it.
I am so much more paranoid about it since I've met you and you started talking about it, because I never thought about it prior.
The turkey neck,
the turkey neck, and then you talk about it, and every once in a while I'm just like this.
Yeah.
In my meeting, I was doing this, and I
have
just sort of
to like really stretch it to get it to not pinch in my little shavers.
I just like stroke it like this too.
This sounds like nether region shaving. This is sounds like manscaping. I gotta stretch it to make sure I don't cut anything. I was like, oh damn, that's in depth.
It reminds me of that scene from Austin Powers when the large character had went on some diet and lost a bunch of weight, and he talked about his turkey neck. I'm not going to repeat what he said, but that's I've said that to some family and friends. Look at my neck.
Consistency, I guess you could say.
I've never thought about that though, but until you brought it to my attention.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
I never thought about how awful my thighs were until I met you.
Apparently, man. I wear short shorts all the time.
I bet you do. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I do. They're pretty short. But it's when I'm doing sports. No, it's always.
And that's all the time we have.
And it's always No, I think
but
I
it
think
really is. I can't believe it's been an hour already. That's crazy.
Yeah, this has probably been one of the fastest moving pods. And do you know what it is? It's because no questions written down, no questions pre-planned. It's just shooting the shit. Sorry, I said the S word.
Okay.
Just talking, right? It's sort of like it's a guy's night or something.
Yeah.
But seriously,
we're just hanging out.
What's a gua sha? I will get you
I don't know what that is.
Gua sha. Savannah Murphy said that. You should know. Murphy, you know
she's
that?
She's making stuff up. She doesn't know.
What is a gua sha? Is it a drink? Is it something for this? Are they shorts?
Is it?
I don't know what she's trying to say. I got nothing.
If it's something for this, I want to know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should get a piercing. You should get a. Do you think people get piercings?
That's
It's a gua sha. That's hashtag gua sha. This is just turkey waddle piercing.
It's a
shoot! It is. It's a face toning tool. Oh, is this a roller? It's like the cold roller that you put in the freezer and then you do that. I don't think you do this. I think you just do it.
I have two of those.
I
have two of those in the freezer at this moment, and they don't do anything.
Do you really? Like jade? They're like jade.
Yeah, I've got two of them.
But you use it for like puffiness and stuff, right?
Yeah, under the eyes.
Wrinkles.
In the morning.
That's why you look so youthful.
Night. Yeah.
Daniel, how old are you? Do you mind me asking?
I'm 63.
Yeah.
I'm 37.
Damn, you young.
Yeah.
No, it's not a roller. See, you don't.
It's weird. It's weird. I'm usually the old man in my group.
In your group.
So yeah.
You're calling us old then.
It's weird being the kid.
The kid.
It's just a couple years. I know.
No, don't worry about it. Murph's the oldest. We're good. Like by 2 months, I think. It's something like that. It's like not much at all.
August. I'm August 4th.
Oh yeah. I'm March. I'm coming up next month.
Yeah. So
it's shaped like a guitar pick, guys. It's not a roller. A gua sha.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Right? I don't know if I believe this.
Gua sha.
Can you bring one to next week, Murph? I'll order you one. I'll get it delivered to your house from Amazon. I'm like
the gua sha.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And then we're gonna do a product test, and we're gonna see if we can get sponsored. We'll see if we can get a like a discount code for gua sha.
I don't think I can say gua sha that many times.
Gua sha 10. Murph losing 10.
I keep calling Built Bars the other bar.
Oh my god, that's not good.
It. Yeah, I gotta stop. Yeah. So what is it? Gua sha. Yeah.
Gua sha, bro.
Google it. Yeah. Well, that's my little sister, Daniel. I don't know if you knew that. She's obnoxious. Daniel's frozen. It's okay. So, he's back. All right.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah. No worries, man.
It's all good, man. All right. Well, you want to wrap it up? You got any more questions?
I sure do. Yeah, Daniel, if you can Before we close it off,
Mhm.
can you share with everyone how they can find you on YouTube, on Instagram, all the good stuff?
Yes, sir. It's right up there on the screen. VSG Dad Life. It's everywhere. The big ones, the main ones. YouTube is what I that's where I thrive. That's where I am able to show off my creativity the most. So that's where I have my focus right now. But my big one is Instagram, and I do have TikTok, and also have Twitter and Facebook. So it's all the same. VSG Dad Life.
Sweet.
Nice. And I will say
Very
that
cool.
this is the slowest I've never spent an hour to eat 2.5 wings. So this is a good way to do it.
Yeah, I think
right?
I got one done.
Yeah, right.
My fries
So-
are
I
gone,
heard y'all
boys.
talking about wings, by
Yeah.
the way. Wings are a struggle for me.
Yeah. I think I ate like 6
Yeah,
though
just the
recently.
dryness and the texture.
Yeah, lots of chewing.
Yeah.
I gotta do that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Savannah
Well,
said she's gonna come over and,
anyway.
and do it for me. So
oh,
maybe
I think
we'll
we
make
should
a video.
do. We could
Demonstration
do.
for next
We
week.
should do. I'm gonna get my wife to get me a gua sha.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, we're gonna do a
Y'all
gua
should
sha night.
demonstrate next week. I'll
That's
tune
it.
in.
Yeah.
Shay
Yeah.
gua sha, get it. It's in Mexico.
Yeah, Shay can walk you through it. I'm sure she knows. She's
She
got
knows
it.
what a gua sha is. I know her and Savannah are like sisters. She
got it.
said so. Awesome. Thank you guys. That is all the time we have for tonight. Daniel, again, thank you so much for sharing your stories, your experience with everyone tonight at the table. It was awesome
Thank
chatting
you
with you. It
guys
was
for having
awesome
me, for real.
enjoying wings or wing in your case. And finally, thank you all you guys for joining us at the Waiting Table Podcast, where we're serving the weight loss community
1 pound at a time. Take care. Thanks for coming.
No, and are you gonna do your heart thing? Because I'm not doing
Yeah, hey, we gotta pose.